Is this All Blacks team strong enough to defend their Eden Park record when they face the Springboks in the third round of the Rugby Championship? Here's my predicted All Blacks team to take on the Springboks. As always, let me know in the comments, what changes would you make? Who would you bring in? Why would you bring those people in? Who needs to be there? Who shouldn't be there? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. It's the big one. It's the Eden Park Showdown. Yes, it's in a week and a bit. We've got a week or almost 2 weeks to build up to it. But it's gonna be juicy. I can't wait for it. Here is my All Blacks predicted starting team to take on the Springboks at Eden Park. We're just gonna get straight into it. Right, so I've got Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Fletcher Newell up front, Scott Barrett captain, Fabian Holland in locks, back row of Tupou Vaa'i, Ardie Savea and Wallace Atiti, 9 and 10 of Finlay Christie and Damian McKenzie, centre pairing of Geordie Barrett, Billy Proctor, and back three of Rieko Ioane, Sevu Reece and Will Jordan. On the bench, I've got Samisoni Tokiaho, Tamaiti Williams, Tyrell Lomax, Samipeni Finau, Duplessis Karifi, Kyle Preston, Bowden Barrett, and Timothy Tavatanawai. Strong side. Yes, not a lot of changes from the side that lost to Argentina or lost to Los Pumas in Argentina, but still a few rotational swaps there. Obviously, some injuries that impacted as well. I'll touch on that when I get into some of the reasons why. Let me know in the comments what changes you would make, why you would bring certain players in. Don't just say you want to swap this guy for this guy. Why would you bring that guy in? Well, let's get into some of the reasons why. So up front, Ethan de Groot, Fletcher Newell, Cody Taylor. I think Ethan de Groot and Fletcher Newell have kind of pretty much for me cemented their spots at 1 and 3, especially Fletcher Newell. He's been outstanding. It's been probably the form of his career. Outstanding for Crusaders. They go on to win the Rugby Championship. The Super Rugby. He's taken that form into international level. Really good versus France, and then has been good in the 2 games versus Argentina. Ethan de Groot also is just solid at 1, bringing a lot more with what he does apart from scrummaging. So carrying the ball a lot more, getting around the park, getting through a lot more work. And then you've got guys on the bench like Tamaiti Williams and Tyrell Lomax. I'm hoping he's fit and ready to go. If he is, you bring him straight in there for that later on in the game to still keep the intensity, especially at scrum time. We all know the Springboks love a scrum. You want to be able to hold your scrum, at least keep your own ball and put pressure on the opponent's ball. And someone like Tyrell Lomax, been one of the best props in World Rugby for a while now. To have him come off the bench will be exactly what they want at the latter end of the game. Obviously, Tamaiti Williams, outstanding as well, and good to see him back, getting some minutes under his belt. Cody Taylor, he starts. He's your starting hooker and will be for until he's finished. Tokiaho still coming to grips with his line-out throws. Obviously, outstanding off the back of the maul and carrying the ball. Very robust, very physical, but needs to nail the throw-ins. That's the first part. The locks. Scott Barrett, Fabian Holland. Scott Barrett, obviously captain. This is the engine room especially when it comes to the All Blacks' key attacking platform. It's their line-out. We saw versus Argentina in both games that pretty much I'd say 95% of their tries came from line-outs, whether that was mauls or it started with a line-out and then a backline move and scoring out wide. So line-out is key for the All Blacks, and it all starts with Fabian Holland and Scott Barrett. Fabian Holland has been bossing lineouts massively, and I put up a post a couple of weeks ago after the French series about how good Fabian Holland has been in his opening test matches at international level. All the comments was, but he needs to do it versus the Springboks. He needs to do it versus the Springboks. Mainly, yes, there was a couple of Kiwi guys that said that, but mainly South Africans. Now we will come up against the Springboks, and let's see what he can do. On the bench, you've obviously then got there's Samipeni Finau there, but Tupou Vaa'i can shift into lock if an injury happens, and then one of them can come on. My back row. Tupovai, Ardie Savia, Wallace Satiti. Saw in that Argentinian game, when Wallace Satiti came on, one of the only guys running onto the ball, just being physical, wanting that ball, wanting to carry the ball, wanting to get over that vantage line, wanting to run over opponents. And All Blacks definitely missed that. You've got Ardie Savia who brings that. You need a second guy to bring that as well. So I think they've definitely missed Wallace Satiti in that regard. So now that he's come back, he played off the bench, I think he starts this game and definitely starts. Ardie Savia, you know what you're getting from him. Work rate, work rate, work rate. Can't wait for his battle versus Peter Steph-Toy. That'll be outstanding. And then Tupovai probably got found out a bit versus Los Pumas in that second test. Very slow off the side of the scrum. Definitely something. Again, he's only getting used to playing 6 now, right? He plays at lock for the Chiefs. That's all changed. He's playing predominantly 6 now for the All Blacks. So he's still getting used to all of that. And he's at the base of it, an outstanding player. Gets through a ton of work. He's a great line-out option. Those other little nitty-gritty things, like being quicker defensively off the side of the scrum, that'll come. But I've got them at my back row. Then you've got Duplessis, Karifi, Samipeni, Fee now. They can come on later. I think Karifi, love to see that battle versus Kwagga Smith. Definitely have that happen. 9 and 10. Finlay Christie, Damian McKenzie. So this is a big one. Obviously, the number 9 ranks for the All Blacks has diminished. Cam Roy got injured. Noah Hotham injured. Cortez Aratima. I haven't seen the diagnosis of what happened or what his injury is, the extent of his injury, but come off versus Argentina, holding his sternum, never a good thing. Don't see him turning around in 2 weeks and then starting versus Springboks. So Finlay Christie comes in. Unless they throw a Hail Mary to Aaron Smith, get Nuggie back in. I've got Finlay Christie there and Carl Preston to make his debut off the bench. Number 10, Damian McKenzie. Look, this is a tough one. Obviously, Beauden Barrett defensively probably a lot stronger than Damian McKenzie. But when it comes down to these tight matches and you need those points when they're on offer, goal kicking goes above defense for me. You can kind of hide your fly off. At line-out time, you can make do with that. You can make do with it. Obviously, if he misses a tackle and they go and score, that's a massive problem. But Beauden Barrett missed, I think, 9 points on the weekend. They lost by 6, I think it was. So when it comes down to it, you want your kicker to be making his kicks. I think in attacking-wise, I think Damian McKenzie brings a bit more flair in that regard. He's a lot faster, a lot quicker. He's kicking out of hand. He's probably got a bigger boot. Again, it's touch and go. But like on the other hand, Damian McKenzie didn't get much minutes versus Argentina. Beauden Barrett started both games. Like, does Razor just stick with Barrett and go for it? Because there's been so many changes at 9. Has that affected it all? Who knows? But I'm going with Finlay Christie and Damian McKenzie. In my centres, this is probably also another big debate. I've got Jordie Barrett and Billy Proctor. No one else was given starting opportunity there. Versus Los Pumas, it was Billy Proctor and Jordie Barrett from the start. I'll talk on Billy Proctor first. 13 is one of the hard, and I say it every time, it's one of the most difficult positions to defend, right? You've got the blind winger coming around. You've got your man to defend. You've got the winger coming in. You've got the fullback injecting himself into the back line. It's really hard to defend at, right? You have to give these guys time. He's only played a handful of tests at 13 for the All Blacks. You've got to give these guys time. Inside him, Jordie Barrett, yes, a lot of people I hear or see say that he doesn't get over that vantage line or when you mix everything together, right? You talk about physicality, being able to defend really well, distribution, kicking, another kicking option. Jordie Barrett ticks all of those boxes. He can also play multiple positions. If shit hits the fan, they can shift him around and he can plug a position. The comms, I reckon, he gives inside to 10 and outside defensively is massive and goes understated as well. Jordie Barrett, Billy Proctor, all the 12 and 13, in my eyes, moving forward for the All Blacks, they just need to be given time. And yes, it's probably hard to hear that from a South African, but that's what I think. Damien Dallander and Jesse Creel weren't polished centre combo for the longest time. They also went through their ups and downs, people calling for their heads, but they stuck to it. And now I think they're the Springbok centres with the most caps partnership. Or I might be just talking facts that aren't facts. Give Jordie Barrett and Billy Proctor time. All right, back three. Rico Ioane, Sevu Reece, Will Jordan. This is where there could also be some changes. But again, I'm looking at it from a point of Razor didn't give anyone else starting opportunity. Then you come up against the Springboks, which is a massive, massive fixture. Are you just going to throw someone to the Wolves? Or are you going to start Leroy Carter, his debut versus Springboks? Like, that's tough. Imani Narrowhite, potentially, because he has played international rugby before. But I've gone with these guys. They will need to up their contestable kicks aerial battle because best believe the Springboks are going to kick the ball, kick it well, and then contest those kicks as well. But when they're on. These guys, they've got a bit of space, give them the ball, they can work their magic for sure. So on the bench, then you've got obviously Kyle Preston, Bowden Barrett can cover 10 and fullback, and then Tava Tavanawe, centre and wing and flank if he has to. There you have it. What do you guys think? What changes would you make? I know there's a lot of you will be like, you changed the whole team. We know Razor's not like that. He's going to keep it consistent with his changes, maybe one or two. Who knows? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye.